Emotional confidence for women. It is Bree back again on this beautiful Monday morning here in May, almost the end of May. And I wanted to share a story with you girls today that I haven't really spoken to or spoken about in the past, particularly when it's come to the videos within this group, within emotional confidence. I've spoken more about the struggles and the challenges that I have as a mum and how I balance my mum role with all of the other roles that are present in my life. But not very often have I gone into my life before emotional confidence, before the coaching that I now do to help women to really get a grip of their emotional state. So I thought I might share with you some of that journey, because the lead up of those 10 years where I spent my time in a direct sales company, that lead up has really put me into the space that I'm at right now. That was the lead up that really helped me to get comfortable and also develop the passion that I have to work with women. I can see I've got someone online, so welcome. Thank you for joining me. So I hope that today's insight into me helps you to recognize the journey that I went on and how getting into that space where I felt out of my depth really put me into a space where I had to step up. So 9 years ago, I became a sales director in a direct sales company known as Mary Kay. So it's a cosmetic company which filled and ticked a lot of the boxes for me at the time. I was looking for something flexible. I loved the whole girly aspect of being able to put on makeup, all those kind of things. And I loved teaching other women how to do their makeup. And what I really loved at the moment was about, for the structure of Mary Kay in particular, was that they had a very clear career path for me. So at the time I was only 23 when I first joined the company. Then I had Blair, and then I wanted more. I wanted something that allowed me to progress and grow personally and also professionally. And Mary Kay fit the bill for me for that. So not long after I had Blair, I decided that I wanted to become a leader. I wanted to become what they call a director. And there were a lot of different reasons why I wanted to do that. One, obviously the income was going to be something that would support my family, but second, it would give me an opportunity to help other women. And I was just coming into that space where I really wanted to, and I believed that I could help women in that field. So on the 1st of May, 2009, I became a sales director. So I had a team at the time of about 26 women. We had to hit certain sales targets. And as you can expect, I was kind of excited. I had actually tried twice to become a director in the past. I failed the first time. Not that I failed, but I didn't get the numbers. I wasn't ready. I can see now I just wasn't ready to be a director at that point. And so then I went back through qualifications again. So it took me 8 months to achieve that first goal of becoming a director. And when I finally became a sales director, the company sent out my new uniform, which was such an ugly uniform. It was this like chocolate brown with a gold stripe. It wasn't very pretty. But I was so excited when my new director suit turned up, because in my head, the fact that I was entitled to wear a director's suit meant that I had some level of success. And when the suit came, I put it on and it was about 3 sizes too big. And I remember bursting into tears and saying to my husband, I feel like a little girl playing dress up. Now that was because physically the suit didn't fit. But what I can now recognize as well is that even though the suit itself didn't fit, I didn't feel like I fit the role. I felt like I still had a really long way to go. And for the entire time that I was a director with Mary Kay, I can honestly tell you that I never really felt like I fit the role of being a leader, mostly because I got so caught up in comparing myself to other people. I felt like I didn't have the skill base, I didn't have the experience base to make a difference to other people's lives. And I compared my success with the success of all of the other directors around me, namely the directors who had been in the company for 15, 20 years, who had unit sizes much bigger than my own and a lot more life experience than I did. So I was comparing, my brand new success with their very mature success. And then that, in turn really crushed my inner confidence. Now, of course, all of this was hidden. I didn't let anyone know that I felt that way. In fact, the company on a number of occasions asked me to speak at various leadership training events and seminar training events because of the work that I was doing. But I always felt out of my depth. I never felt like I actually had the internal strength to be who everyone had perceived me to be. And this was a really pivotal realization for me to make, because I got to a point where I started to recognize that in order for me to truly own this role of leadership, both within my professional world and also within my family role, in order for me to own this leadership role, I had to become the most authentic and true version of me. And that meant stripping back all of the layers and the filters of the shit that did not serve me, which has, of course, led me to emotional confidence. The last couple of years of my journey with Mary Kay were my most powerful, not because of my skill set, and I was good at sales, I was good at recruiting, I was good at teaching other women how to do the business, isn't what made me successful. What I believe made me successful was my ability to be able to stand in my own space and run my business true to me, in alignment with the company values, in alignment with my own values, but in a way that allowed me to remain authentic. And that was what also attracted all of these amazing clients and consultants to me, because I was no longer trying to be something that I wasn't. So my lesson for you throughout this particular part of my journey was that at any time I felt that I was out of my depth, that at any time I felt like I wasn't adequate enough to be in that role of leadership, in that space, what I was doing was comparing myself and not being the truest version of me. I hope this kind of makes sense, and I hope that it gives you permission to start to question your own life. Where in your life are you not being your truest you? Where in your life are you allowing someone else's perception of you to dictate the role that you step into? And I know we all do it, whether you're a professional leader or whether you're just a leader in your family or a leader in your community. It is so easy to be tempted into playing the roles that you think others have of you. If you have one particular group of friends, for instance, that speaks in a certain way, and I remember, my Mary Kay friends, for example, were traditionally very proper women. They didn't swear a lot, and we always presented ourselves impeccably, because that was it was Mary Kay. It was a cosmetic business. It was a cosmetic industry. So of course presentation was incredibly important for us, but the way we carried ourselves and the way we spoke was very differently. And then I'd go back to my hometown, where my home friends knew me in a completely different world, and my lingo would change, and I'd start to slang my words and drop off the INGs, and I'd swear a lot more. And so I had two completely different personas. When I was with family, with one certain group of family who again don't swear a lot, I would change the way that I presented myself. And then with other people, I would let it loosen up again. And it got so damn exhausting. This is why I was so out of depth, because I was so out of touch with me. I was being who I thought everyone else wanted me to be. And I know that there are many of you that do the same. Nowadays, I still, tidy up, I suppose, is probably a good way of doing it, because if I'm in a professional, speaking mode, for instance, I'm not going to stand up there and drop the F-bomb. So I tidy up who I am in different situations, but generally speaking, I am who I am, and what you see is what you get. And that ability to be the best me is what allows me to be successful in life in general. And that's the gift that I want to give to all of you. So if you can recognize that role playing in your life is causing you to feel out of depth and out of touch with who you really are, if you can recognize in your life that the expectations others perceive you to be is dictating more of how you show up, rather than showing up because this is who you are and this is in alignment with what is most important to you, if you're recognizing that that is no longer the way you choose to live your life, then my question to you is, what is it going to take for you to let all of that go? Because it is simply a decision. It's a decision that you make that says, I'm done with role playing, and I deserve, and you, the people in my life, deserve to have the real me, show up every day. And I'm going to show up without any of those limitations and without all those emotional blocks that keep holding me back. If this is resonating with you, then it sounds like you could be ready to take your transformation to the next step. And if that's the case, then please know that I currently have 3 spaces available for an emotional detox starting this week and into June. So if you're one woman who's sitting there going, yes, I'm ready to let go of the roles, I'm ready to really uncover the real me in here without any of the other shit that keeps clouding who I am, then I invite you to get in touch with me and we can have a conversation about what an emotional detox actually entails and whether or not you are ready for it. But if there's a part of you that says, yes, it's my time to shine, then definitely get in touch. Like I said, I've got 3 spaces for emotional detox coming up, and I would really love to help you to start the second part of this year as the strongest, most independent, authentic version of you that you can possibly be. So the invitation is open, and I can't wait for you to get in touch so that we can start your journey of transformation. When you're out of depth, when you're feeling uncomfortable with how your life is presenting itself to you right now, then you're the only one who can change it. And when you're ready, you know that I'm definitely here with open arms. So I hope that you found this little insight into some of my journey helpful. I hope that maybe it's resonated with you on a different level, because I often talk about my journey with motherhood and how I really struggled with that whole mother role, but there was a whole different struggle going on at the same time in regards to the professional role that I had. And my aim over the next few months is to give you more and more insight into that part of me, because both those parts, the struggling mum and the struggling professional, have made up who you see today. And I know for many of you, you are relating to either one or both of them. So let's get your struggles sorted at the core so that you can create exactly what it is that you desire and deserve. I can't wait to speak to you. Mwah. See you, girls.